March 2022, a conference room somewhere in Los Angeles. Lawyers are finalizing paperwork for the biggest music catalog sale in rock history. $500 million. Pink Floyd's entire recorded legacy about to change hands. Then a phone rings. The deal is off. David Gilmour and Roger Waters, two men who created some of the greatest albums ever made. Dark Side of the Moon.
Hanging around on a piece of ground in your hometown.
The Wall.
A distant ship's smoke on the horizon.
Wish You Were Here. They haven't spoken in years. They've sued each other, attacked each other publicly, but they've always found a way to make business work. Until now. This is the story of the most expensive feud in rock history. Christmas Eve, 1987. David Gilmour sits on his houseboat, the Astoria, moored on the River Thames in London. Outside, families are celebrating. Inside, lawyers are finalizing one of the most bitter settlements in rock history. Roger Waters left Pink Floyd 2 years ago. He didn't just quit. He sued to dissolve the band entirely. His argument, Pink Floyd was his vision, his concept albums, his lyrics. Without him, there is no Pink Floyd. David Gilmour disagreed. So did drummer Nick Mason. The legal battle has been vicious, public, expensive. Waters wants the name. Gilmour wants to keep touring. Neither will back down. Tonight they reach a compromise. Waters keeps the rights to The Wall, the stage show, the film, the imagery. It's his baby. He wrote it. He can have it. Gilmour gets something else. The Pink Floyd name, the right to tour, the right to make new albums. On paper, it looks fair. A clean split. Everyone moves on. But there's a problem. The settlement includes something else. A clause that will haunt them for decades. Every major decision about Pink Floyd's legacy requires unanimous approval. Albums, reissues, merchandise, tours, and most importantly, any sale of the catalog. If even one person says no, nothing happens. It's a veto system, and it's about to become a nightmare. Waters boards a plane for Los Angeles. Gilmour stays on his houseboat. They won't speak again for years, and when they finally do, $500 million will be on the line. May 2020. Roger Waters records a video in his home studio. He looks tired, frustrated. "Nothing for me is on the website," he says, staring into the camera. "I am banned by David Gilmour from the website." He's talking about pinkfloyd.com, the official Pink Floyd website. The band's social media accounts, millions of followers. Waters wants to promote his new music, his upcoming tour, his socially distanced cover of Mother. But every post requires approval, and Gilmour keeps saying no. David thinks he owns it, Waters continues. "I think he thinks because I left the band in 1985 that he owns Pink Floyd, that he is Pink Floyd, and that I'm irrelevant."
David thinks he owns it. I think he thinks that because I left the band in 1985, that he owns Pink Floyd, that he is Pink Floyd.
The video goes viral. Fans pick sides. The feud is public again. But this is nothing new. The veto system has been strangling Pink Floyd for years. The band wants to reissue Animals, their 1977 album, a remastered edition, bonus tracks, the works. It should be simple, but Waters wants to include liner notes, his perspective on the album. Gilmour says no. Months pass. The release date gets pushed back, again and again. Finally, Waters publishes the liner notes on his own website, with a note. "It seems clear to me now that there is no way our former keyboard player, Richard Wright, will get a mention. Sad." The reissue eventually comes out, but the damage is done. Another public battle. More bitter words, and it's not just albums, it's everything. Tour decisions. 3 people say yes, 1 person says no. Nothing happens. Merchandise, designs. 3 say yes, 1 says no, dead. documentary approvals, box set releases, even social media posts about the band's own history. Every single decision requires unanimous approval, and with Waters and Gilmour, unanimity is impossible. David Gilmour will later describe it perfectly: a mud bath. But the real test of this veto system is coming, because someone wants to buy Pink Floyd's catalog, and they're offering $500 million. The problem? Everyone has to agree, including Roger Waters, and Roger Waters is about to say something that will scare every potential buyer away. September 2022. Roger Waters is on stage in Berlin. Midway through his set, he does something unusual. He puts on a black leather trench coat, a red armband. He picks up a fake machine gun. The costume is meant to be satirical, part of his anti-fascism message. But to many in the crowd, it looks like something else entirely. The backlash is immediate. Jewish groups condemn it. German politicians call it disgraceful. The police launch an investigation into whether Waters violated Germany's strict laws against Nazi imagery. Waters doubles down. He compares Israel to Nazi Germany. He says Russia's invasion of Ukraine was not unprovoked. He accuses the West of warmongering. These aren't casual comments. He's saying them in interviews, on stage, on social media, and potential buyers are watching.
Majority of ordinary people all over the globe are demanding an end to the unspeakable crime that Israel is committing.
Pink Floyd's catalog has been on the market for months. Sony is interested. Other major labels are circling. The asking price, $500 million. But music companies don't just buy catalogs, they buy brands, reputations, merchandising rights, the ability to license songs for commercials, films, and streaming platforms. And right now, Roger Waters is making Pink Floyd toxic. February 2023. The city of Frankfurt cancels Waters' upcoming concert. Their official statement calls him one of the most widely spread anti-Semites in the world. Poland cancels his shows too. So does Krakow. David Gilmour's wife, Polly Sampson, has had enough. She opens Twitter. "You are anti-Semitic to your rotten core," she types. Also a Putin apologist and a lying, thieving, hypocritical, tax-avoiding, lip-syncing, misogynistic, sick with envy, megalomaniac. Gilmour retweets it, adds his own comment. Every word demonstrably true. The tweet goes viral. Millions see it, including every potential buyer of Pink Floyd's catalog. One by one, they walk away. March 2023. Music industry publication Variety speaks to 4 sources close to the deal. They all say the same thing. The Pink Floyd catalog sale is basically dead. One source puts it bluntly. They just can't get along. The asking price was $500 million. Now, there are no buyers at all. Roger Waters' controversy didn't just delay the deal, it killed it. But David Gilmour has reached his breaking point, and he's about to say something that will change everything. September 2024, David Gilmour sits down for an interview with Rolling Stone. He's promoting his new solo album, Luck and Strange. The interviewer asks about the Pink Floyd catalog sale, the rumors, the reported $500 million price tag. Gilmour pauses. To be rid of the decision-making and the arguments that are involved with keeping it going is my dream, he says. The interviewer presses. Surely $500 million is motivating. I am not interested in it from a financial standpoint, Gilmour replies. I'm only interested in getting out of the mud bath that it has been for quite a while. The mud bath. That's what working with Roger Waters has become. Gilmour explains the veto system. 3 people say yes, 1 person says no. Nothing moves forward. It's boring, he adds, when asked about Waters directly. It's over. He left our pop group when I was in my 30s, and I'm a pretty old chap now. The relevance of it is not there. Gilmour is 78 years old. He doesn't need the money. His net worth is estimated at over $180 million. He owns multiple properties. He sold his guitar collection for $21 million at auction. But he needs peace. For decades, he's dealt with the arguments, the public feuds, the block decisions, the lawsuits, the Twitter wars. Every business decision becomes a battle. Every album reissue turns into a negotiation. Every social media post requires lawyers. The Rolling Stone interview changes something. It's not just industry insiders reading anymore. It's fans, other musicians, and most importantly, potential buyers. Gilmour isn't playing hardball. He's surrendering. He'll take less money. He'll compromise. He just wants out. And someone is listening. Sony Music has been watching from the sidelines. They passed earlier when the asking price was $500 million and Waters controversies were making headlines. But now, the price is negotiable, and Gilmour is publicly desperate to sell. Sony makes an offer. Not $500 million, not even close. $400 million, it's a $100 million less than the original asking price. But at this point, Gilmour doesn't care. He just wants to be rid of the mud bath. October 2024, Sony Music announces the deal. Pink Floyd's recorded music catalog, name and likeness rights, merchandise, theatrical rights. Final price, $400 million. It's one of the largest music catalog sales in history, but it's not the largest it could have been. The math is simple. The original asking price was $500 million. The final sale, $400 million. Roger Waters' controversy cost them $100 million. To put that in perspective, Bob Dylan sold his catalog for around $600 million. Bruce Springsteen got a similar deal. Queen's catalog went for over $1 billion. Pink Floyd is bigger than all of them. Dark Side of the Moon spent 937 weeks on the Billboard 200.
Well, I'm all right, Jack, with me hands off of my sack.
It's one of the best-selling albums of all time.
We're only ordinary men.
The Wall sold 30 million copies worldwide. By every measure, Pink Floyd's catalog should have commanded the highest price in rock history. Instead, it sold for $100 million less than expected. The irony is brutal. Roger spent decades fighting for control of Pink Floyd. He sued in 1986 to stop Gilmour from using the name. He battled over liner notes. He blocked decisions. He demanded veto power over everything. And in the end, his fight cost everyone a fortune. David Gilmour gets what he wanted. Freedom from the veto system. No more arguments. No more mud bath. But he paid for it. They all did. The deal includes drummer Nick Mason, the estates of keyboardist Richard Wright, and founding member Syd Barrett. Everyone takes a cut of that $400 million. Everyone also takes a cut of the $100 million they lost. Waters himself hasn't publicly commented on the sale, but in earlier interviews, he'd been clear. He didn't want to sell. Not to Sony, not to anyone. The veto system finally worked in reverse. This time, Waters couldn't say no. The others outvoted him. David Gilmour told Rolling Stone he was relieved. The relevance of it is not there anymore, he said about Waters. But the relevance of that Christmas Eve settlement in 1987 is crystal clear now. A compromise meant to end one lawsuit created a prison that lasted 37 years. A veto system designed to protect everyone ended up costing them $100 million. Pink Floyd created some of the greatest music in rock history. But their legacy will also include this: the most expensive feud in rock history. The band that sang Money on Dark Side of the Moon learned the hard way.
It's a hit.
Sometimes you can't put a price on peace, even if that price is $100 million.